This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
What's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, and welcome into another edition of the Draft Room. I am joined by my... so here's what we got to figure out, JD. I'm joined by my co-host, JD. JD, how you doing?
Doing just dandy, my guy.
We got to figure out something, because Dave doesn't like that I do this on the... So, like, heel talk. I got my tag team brother, got my heel talk tag team partner brother, the Mega Powers brother, with Soapy. Then with basketball, Dave doesn't like that I do the backcourt thing. He wants to be in the front office. I don't want to retire yet. I'm still ready to play, coach. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. For football, quarterback, wide receiver?
Yeah.
Quarterback, linebacker? Are you the leader of the defense? I'm the leader of the offense. Are we quarterback, wide receiver?
I say quarterback, wide receiver. We're that duo.
All right. I'll be Joe Burrow to your Jamar Chase any day.
Yeah.
If I was
a lot like
if I was just 10% as cool as Joe Burrow was, I'd be happy. Just 10%. That's all I need.
Gotta get you some bling.
That's all I need. That's all I need. The only thing is I don't smoke cigars, so I guess that's going against me. But welcome into the Draft Room, where we talk NFL draft every 2 weeks. And we got a banger of a show today, JD. A banger of a show. Before we were coming into this, patrons got to see us. We won't get into the full discussion because we'll leave it for the patrons. But we're talking a little bit about beards. And one thing I'll say, JD, is I feel like with beards and growing them, once you go beard, you can't go back.
No, I agree. I mean...
JD's like, how do I respond to this?
No, I mean, like, I agree. Like, I mean, since I started to grow my beard, like, I know my beard's not great, but I'm like, I can't look at myself like I'm 5 years old.
Oh, it's
my
just
face without facial hair. Nah,
I can't do it. I literally can't think of myself without my beard. But we got a jam-packed show. If you want to see us record these live and get those inside moments, check out the Patreon. That is down below, along with the Discord, where you can join that greatest community in the universe. That is for free. Let us know, obviously, anything we talk about today. Let us know what you guys think down below, and hit that like and subscribe button. The like button helps with the algorithm. The sub button lets us know that you love it, and you can stay tuned to everything going on here at MVP. But JD, we got a jam-packed show. I'm going to say jam-packed show. We're loading the box in today's show. And we're starting off with a heavy hitter. Da Bears have finally made a decision, JD. Woo! Congratulations. The decision has been made finally. The team that started the draft room, I'm going to say. Because they traded the number one pick for DJ Moore. That was the first episode we ever did. And we'll never forget that glorious episode. But the Bears doing a little bit of a different thing this year, JD. They are going ahead. They traded Justin Fields. They traded him for I believe, a 4th-round pick?
Nah, I'm pretty sure it was a 6th.
Oh, dude, the best tweet I saw, and give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone.
I think it was a 6th next year, actually.
It was a low round pick, and the best tweet I saw from it is, let me see. I'm going to pull it up. I just got to type in Billy Fields and it'll pull it up. It was the scene from Moneyball, and it's like, Billy, let me have your attention. This is Keenan Allen. In just 13 games last year, he received 1,272 yards and 17 touchdowns. The reason his only defect, Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman do not believe in the forward pass. Therefore, we can get him for a 4th-round pick. I was like, that is brilliant. That is brilliant, because Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman do not believe in the forward pass. But the reason we're talking about the Bears is not because they traded Justin Fields. Justin Fields is now dealing with, here we go, Steelers. I think that's the thing. It's not Broncos country, let's ride, obviously, but he's dealing with Russ and whatever slogan Russell Wilson wants to go with this year. But the Bears are now dealing with, hey, Caleb Williams is the guy. And of course, now that Caleb Williams is the guy, there's talk going around of, should he be the guy? Some Bears fans, Field stands, are saying, should he be the guy? But then there's other people saying that, no, Caleb, you should not want to go there. And there's one person in particular, his name is Robert Griffin III, had this to say about Caleb Williams. He said, with everything that just happened with Justin Fields, can Caleb Williams really look at that and say, this organization, or this is the organization that has my best interest in heart, and they are going to help develop me into the player I want to become. He said this, the number 2 pick, the Washington Commanders. So basically it's, JD, I will ask you this, is should Caleb Williams listen to RG3 and pull the kind of move that Eli Manning did when he was coming out, where he said to the Chargers, don't draft me, I will sit out the year, I don't want to play for you?
Listen, I'm biased in situations like this. No, you don't take RG3's advice with this, because again, for somebody, I'm just gonna say this: Caleb Williams is my number 1 player in this year's draft for on the field reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Off the field, can't stand the guy with some of the that's been going on. So, like, just I'm not gonna get into it because some of it's like, I mean, it can be.
Hey man, you do you. You do you.
Yeah, it just, that's not what I'm here for. But just on the field, he is a great player. And again, as I said before, you go to the team that drafts you. I'm not all for this. Oh no, I don't want to go here. They're not good. No, you play football for that team. You make them relevant. Because quite frankly, sorry Bears fans, your team isn't relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, you guys kind of are because you got the number 1 pick again. But like, if I was a Bears fan, that would just tick me off, because again, it was my situation with the Bengals. People are like, oh, Burrow doesn't want to play in Cincinnati. Burrow this, like, he doesn't want to go there. They're a bad team. Okay, yeah, we were a bad team. I mean, I would be the first to tell you that. But again, as I've stated in previous episodes, if you are as good as people think you are, or you think you are, you will be good enough to change that franchise around. So, with all the other stuff that Caleb Williams off the field has, like, I guess it's up for debate with them. Like, no, you go to that team and prove people like myself wrong for questioning your mental game or whatever, you know? Like, because if you just say, no, I want to go to, I don't know, the Miami Dolphins, like, I know that's not going to happen, just first team to come to my mind.
Yeah.
That's just some behavior, quite frankly. Like I'm sorry, but that's just, like, no. You go to the team that drafts you, and hey, if you don't like it after a couple of years, then sure, you request a trade. But no, try and figure it out. Because I don't know if you want to jump into it, Ricky, but the other part to that he mentioned was the whole Justin Fields situation, right? So
yeah, so I'm going to jump in right here because that is a perfect handoff to me, JD, and I'll run the ball right up the gut here. Is, although I agree with you that Caleb Williams should not pull the Eli Manning move, and the only reason I agree with you is because out of the top 3, the Bears are the best situation. And the only way I say they're the best situation is because the talent that Ryan Poles has put together on that offense, Caleb is going to step in and have some success. Like, it looks like what the Bears are trying to do is they're trying to do what the Texans did last year, but better. Instead of like, oh, you have Tank Dell and you have Nico Collins, who were very good wide receivers. Oh, we'll just give you DJ Moore and we'll give you Keenan Allen. Now he's got to stay healthy. Then tight end, like, oh, Dalton Schultz, he was great last year. Oh, you like Dalton Schultz? Oh, we'll give you Cole Kmet, who came out last year. Thank you, Tim, by the way, my boy Tim, for telling me, Ricky, draft Cole Kmet. He's going to have a great year. Tim, thank you. Thank you. He was one of the only good pieces about my fantasy team last year. And running back wise, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, DeAndre Swift coming out of that backfield now. And they've made moves to add weapons to say, hey, we are going to help you out day one. Now, with that being said, there is a flip side to this. JD, I want you to name for me the last time the Bears developed a legendary quarterback, because that's what Caleb Williams has said he wants to be, is legendary. When's the last time they developed one of those?
Oh no. It was probably before I was born. Well, I don't even know. But I'm gonna guess sometime in the 80s.
Let's go back. Let's take a trip through memory lane. Justin Fields, Mitch Trubisky, Jay Cutler, was traded for.
That's what I thought.
Rex Grossman, Then you got Kyle Orton, not legendary. Cordell Stewart, traded for. Jim Miller, Cade McNown, double, we're going all the way back to like maybe Jim Harbaugh. Like we're going to quarterbacks that I don't even feel comfortable talking about, because Jim Harbaugh played for the Bears 90 to 93, JD. He played football.
He was drafted
the
by them?
first 3 years of my life. No, he played for him. I'm saying I can't even talk about quarterbacks after that, because literally Jim Harbaugh, who would be their last like great quarterback, I would say Jay Cutler was good. I'll throw some Jay Cutler's way. But like Kyle Orton also played well, but Jim Harbaugh's the last great one they had, in my opinion. And the thing is, if I'm Jalen Fields, if I'm Caleb Williams, I'd be sitting there going, I think it would be valid, I'll say, if he had the question, can this team develop me? Because I will be completely honest, I am not a believer in Eberflus. Eberflus is not the guy for the Bears. I know Bears fans disagree with me. There's Bear fans that are like, no, Eberflus is good. Eberflus is not the guy. He should have been canned this year. You should have been going for somebody else. This is how I would have played it, JD. I would have fired Eberflus. I would have went out there, would have found my head coach to say, hey, I'm pairing you up with Caleb Williams. You know who I probably would have hired? Or probably not for head coach, but definitely for OC. Because guess what? Oh, by the way, they were looking for an OC and passed on one. For OC, at least, I would have hired Cliff Kingsbury. Pair him up with Caleb Williams. At least give Caleb, hey, we got weapons. We got a guy who understands offense. Didn't work out as a head coach. Don't worry, he's not going to do that. Give him all the confidence in the world. I think the Bears have the team, but do they have the management? Do they have the coaches to bring the best out of him? That from the RG3 argument, you can't argue with, because the Bears don't have the track record. Now, I will say, before I hand it back off to you, Justin Fields was not a Ryan Poles guy, was not an Eberflus guy. Fields was drafted in 2021. Poles and Eberflus didn't come in until 2022.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this for the viewers. I mean, because we didn't do this show obviously when Fields was drafted, but I was one of the few who didn't like Fields coming out of college. So I'm just gonna pat myself on the back there, because genuinely, I think part of it was how he was developed in.
Just do one of these, JD.
Yeah, one of all.
Little POB.
Yeah, but of course, some of the issues were like how the Bears developed him. Like they didn't help at all. But again, like I've said, if you're a good quarterback, you can at least come in and be somewhat decent. Like not necessarily as a rookie, but in year 2, 3, you see some form of development just from your off-season training and whatever it may be. But with Fields, again, I never really saw it. Sure, he got better as a runner, but again, you're not a running back, you know? So yeah, that's besides the point. But like I do agree. I mean, I think if they had like Cliff Kingsbury, I think he would have been a great offensive coordinator for the Bears, because like you said, he's that young offensive mind who again, like him as a head coach or not, I mean, he did well in college developing like college players and also running offenses. So he has some form of football knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm I mean, I don't completely agree with the Bears being like a complete team yet. Like I don't even with Caleb Williams, I don't
Didn't
see
say
them.
complete. Said they had weapons on offense
Oh,
and a good
oh,
defense.
okay. So then,
Definitely
sorry,
not
I missed.
complete. They're not going to win the
Yeah,
Super Bowl, but I could
no,
see them with Caleb Williams potentially doing what the Texans did, make the playoffs. Wild card team.
I mean, I could see that because I still don't think the NFC is that good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think Eberflus is the guy. I mean, he hasn't shown really anything. I mean, sure, you know, you can. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I think this will be the year where it's make or break. You know, like I don't think there's a shot. Like if the Bears have another losing season, I don't think there's a shot that either of them come back. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
so. But then again, you fire both those guys, let's say, then what do you do with Caleb Williams if he's not amazing in year one? I'm sure like they'll continue, like they won't like just get rid of him after the first year,
Mm-hmm.
but then he's not the guy who was drafted by the new GM or the
Yeah.
new coach or whatever. So then it's like, okay, well, like rinse and repeat. How many years of Caleb Williams are you gonna go before
Mm-hmm.
getting your guy? You know, so it's a tricky situation for the Bears.
Well, the Bears have made their play. They've traded Justin Fields. All they can do now is draft Caleb Williams. Hi, everybody. Just want to take a quick moment out of today's podcast to tell you about our sponsor for today, BETUS, a sports book that has it all, whether it's basketball, hockey, football, soccer, whatever you like to bet on, BETUS has you covered. And they are offering our viewers and listeners today a 125% sign up bonus just for using our link down below in the description. So go ahead, use that link down below and get your 125% sign up bonus, BETUS. And now, let's get back to the podcast. In my opinion, the only other route you could do, and I think this would be S9, S10, S11, to quote Stephen A, is, we're going to go Marvin Harrison at 1, or we're going to go somebody else at 1, and then draft a quarterback at 9. That'd be stupid, because then you're like, what, getting J.J. McCarthy? Which would be awful. What, are you trying to be Jim Harbaugh? Like, the big question is with Caleb Williams is, do you want to play for the Bears? And I think the other question is, JD, I feel like if you're Caleb Williams and you pull the move of like, I will not play for you, you're hoping then that a team like the Broncos, like the Vikings, maybe even the Raiders, they're a team that people have thrown out now that Jimmy Garoppolo is gone from that team. You're hoping that a team with ammo comes up, trades with the Bears for you. I just don't see that happening. I see Chicago saying, hey, we're going to draft you at 1. You're going to be our guy. And at the same time, I don't see Williams being the guy to say, hey, I'm going to sit out the whole year. If that was the case, he would have went back to college and wouldn't have bluffed when it came to the whole, is he going to, I remember doing videos, is he going to stay, is he going to go? He wouldn't have bluffed at that point. He would have went back and made NIL and been in college football 2025.
Yeah. I just want to say, like, a side note, we got to stop with that. Oh, he doesn't want to play for the first overall pick because they're bad. Like
I get it, though.
Like,
I get it.
I get it, but, like, what do you expect? Like, you expect the Kansas City Chiefs to draft you? You know, like, I'm sure there's different
John
cities.
Elway did it, had success. Eli did it, had success. Like, there are players who have done it and have had success.
Yeah, like, I'm just gonna like say this. Like, I know somebody I know of somebody who doesn't want to be drafted by a couple of teams in this year's draft. But again, he, like, from what I heard was that if he gets drafted by them, okay, so be it.
Yeah.
Again, he's not like a first round pick, but I mean, again, everyone has their preferences. It might be the city, it might be like the tax situation, you know. But again, it's about your mentality. And like, sure, like I
Mhm.
said, there's other players I'm sure who, oh, I'd rather get drafted by New Orleans than, you know, than I don't know, Buffalo, let's say.
Mhm.
But again, it's making a spectacle out of it because like what was Eli Manning the last one to actually follow through with these uh rumors of sitting out or
Yeah.
demanding a trade?
Yeah, he was the last one.
Like, what are we doing here?
I see,
Like,
but I don't have a problem. The only reason I don't have a problem with it is because, like, if I look at the Bears right now, and I'm not saying that Caleb Williams is going to fail in Chicago, Bears fans, get over yourselves. But I will say, if I'm Caleb Williams, the track record. I already brought that up. The Bears don't have a track record as a franchise of developing quarterbacks. Two, I look at the offensive coaches. I'll ask you, JD, if you're Caleb Williams, not whether or not you'd go or stay, that's off the board. Just yes or no, do you believe in these two men to develop you into the quarterback you want to be? Because the two men that are going to have the biggest job of developing you, the first one is offensive coordinator Shane Waldron, who comes over from the Seattle Seahawks. He spent the last 3 seasons in Seattle. So guess what? Not working with Russell Wilson, working with Geno Smith and company. Drew Lock and Geno Smith? No. No,
yeah,
who was it? Drew Lock and Geno Smith? Yeah.
because Drew Lock came up with the trade.
Oh yeah, he was a part of the Russ deal. You're dealing with those, and then your quarterback coach, your offensive assistant, quarterback and wide receivers coach, is Ryan Griffin. Do you want to know how many years of experience Ryan Griffin has?
0.
This is his first year. He's coming off of, he was with the Saints from 2013-14, so 2 years with the Saints, and then with the Buccaneers from 15 to 22.
As what? Like,
As a quarterback. He played, he was a backup. He came out of Tulane. So as a backup, he was 2 years with the Saints, and then 7 years with the Bucs as a backup? And like, that's the guy, like, yet again, first year head coach, you could say, hey, you know what? We don't know what he's going to be like. Do you have confidence in those two guys to develop you into what you want to be? Where you want to go?
honestly, like, I don't really know how to answer that question because personally, like, I think
If you were
look at-
Caleb Williams, would you have confidence in those two? Looking at them on paper to develop you into the quarterback you want to be.
I would be like eh, like I would have like confidence because
Exactly.
again, like
Exactly.
yeah, but like with the quarterback coach, like that situation, I mean, I get it. Clearly, this guy had never heard of him, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, backup quarterback, whatever. But I think what we look at is, oh, he's a coach, so he's gonna be like a big reason for how you turn to be, right?
Uh-huh.
But like I feel like when it comes to like quarterback coaches or even like people like, oh, like I'm gonna use Andy Dalton as an example, just because I
Mm-hmm.
love the guy. You know, when he like with Bryce, yeah, because he was the backup for Carolina this year, right? Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are like, oh, Bryce Young's gonna learn from Andy Dalton.
No.
No, he's not gonna learn how to play football from him, but he's gonna Dalton's gonna show him how to how the NFL works, how what the habits, not just how to throw a football.
And I'm going to throw it out there. It's not like, hey, young kid, let me take you under the wing. Let me help.
Yeah.
We've heard stories from the NFL. It's more of like no, I'm competing with you for that job.
Yeah.
If you observe what I do and take from that, sure, go ahead. But otherwise, I ain't going to help you take the job over me. I want to play. I want to be the guy.
Exactly. Even if you have no shot as to win. Like even Jake Browning said coming into this year, yeah, of course I want to be the starter. I know Joe's that guy, but I'm going to try and beat him because if you're not doing that, well, then why are you in the NFL?
Then you're Alex Moran for Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Third string quarterback. No pressure on you, bro. There's no pressure on you. Or being the punter of the Saints when Drew Brees was quarterback. There was just no pressure on you. Last thing I'll say about it is just If I'm Caleb Williams, I go to the Bears only because also you're hoping someone trades up, because I'll be completely honest, wouldn't want to go to the Commanders and wouldn't want to go to the Patriots either. Wouldn't want to go to either of those teams if I was Caleb Williams.
I would have no desire to go either of them either. Like, again, but it's the same thing with the Bears. Like, again, I might not think they're going to be that good, but I go to the team that drafts me and I try to make the best out of the situation. You're going to be getting paid a gross amount of money to play football. Please, like, and again, I'm all on the side of, yes, these athletes should be getting the money that they make. But again, it's I'm not to beat a dead horse, but if you don't like it after your contract or after 2 years and it's just not working out, then sure. But don't just say no before you even go there, like, and give it a try. You know, that just shows your character.
Yeah. And I mean, I stand with you with the, like, go to who you're drafted with, but then there's a part of me that does look at it and I go, hey, you know what? Who's going to get, like, you want the team that's going to give you the best success. And honestly, whatever he decides, hey, he thinks it's going to be the best move for him. But let's move away from the Bears, JD. Let's move to Skull Minnesota Vikings, as they made a trade recently in the 2 weeks that we've been off, or the 1 week we've been off. Vikings made a trade with the Texans. Texans sent 23 and 232 to the Vikings in exchange for 42 and 188 with a second rounder next year also. So the Vikings sending 3 picks to move up. Basically now we have the 11th overall pick, the 23rd overall pick. JD, throwing it to you first because I can't throw it to myself. You are now the GM of the Vikings. I was going to say you'd be the smartest man for the job, but hey, our GM knew not to overpay Kirk Cousins, so he's smarter than I thought he was. If you are the Vikings, are you looking to take 11 and 32 to trade up into the top 5? Or are you standing pat, taking something at 11 and maybe like Penix at 23?
Ooh.
Because that's a quarterback that'll probably be there at 23, everyone's thinking.
Yeah. Personally, I think I would stick. Like, I would just keep both those picks because I'm on the side where I don't think the Vikings are very good. I think you have a lot of holes. So at least ensuring yourself to get a quarterback, I mean, that would be good. But then, yeah, again, go somewhere on the defensive line because I think you could still get like a Jared Verse maybe, or a Latu at 23. But I think that's what I would do. But again, if you were to trade up like into the top 5, I wouldn't hate it because then you, again, I think your biggest need is quarterback. So personally, I'm a big Jaden Daniels guy.
Is it our biggest need?
I would say so. Who do you have at Who do you have quarterback?
I'm just saying from the point of like,
You guys have Dobbs?
we signed Sam Darnold, baby, to a 1-year deal, baby. We got the Ghost Hunter, baby. We got the Sixth Sense at quarterback.
So you only have one quarterback on roster?
I don't know. We signed Sam Darnold, dude. That's all I know. We signed him to a 1-year deal.
Well, yeah, okay. Well,
he sees ghosts, baby.
Yeah, I know. I mean, hey, man.
We only got him on 1 year, so I can't hate it. It's 1 year.
I mean, if he's a backup, but that's what I'm saying. So, yeah. Your quarterback.
No. I'll say this. Not even a backup. If he has to start this year, I don't care. It's just 1 year. Basically, I am fine with if we don't even draft a quarterback. We take 2 positions that we need. Hey, let's run with Sammy D this year. Suck for Shedeur Sanders. I would take Shedeur in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, that might not even be a bad thing.
I would take Shedeur in a heartbeat.
Well, I don't know about Shedeur, but I'm just saying because, like you said, I'm starting to like fall out of love with a lot of these quarterbacks. I mean, my favorite might be Jaden Daniels, and he's probably one of the more controversial ones because, again, high boomer bust player.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so I mean, but like, yeah, if you guys trade up for Jaden Daniels, I'm not gonna oh, that's an F grade because you guys should have stuck in.
Now, I am throwing it out here. With you saying that, the two guys that have been rumored to be Viking guys, first off, anyone who has us taking JJ McCarthy, get out of here. Get out of here. See the front door, see the back door. Any door you want to go out of, get out of here. We don't like I don't know what this newfound obsession with JJ McCarthy being a Minnesota Viking, because guess what? The two guys that have been rumored to the Vikings, last year we tried to get AR. Does JJ McCarthy fit anything that AR could do, or what type of player AR is?
Oh,
come on, JD. You know AR better than probably anybody in this world. Well, besides AR himself, because you were a Florida Gator fan. You watched every single game of his in college.
oh,
you know, like I do, that he ain't like he ain't no AR.
No,
The guys who
JJ
fit
McCarthy,
more
that
like
guy.
AR are either a Jalen Daniels or a Michael Penix. Those are the two guys. So really, it's the question: are the Vikings going to trade up for Jalen Daniels? Are they going to stay pat and try to take Michael Penix somewhere? Are they going to pass the buck totally on quarterback, and that's going to be a next year problem?
I don't. I like. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Jaden Daniels, honestly, unless he's already taken.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he's already taken, like if the Commanders stay at 2 and then take Daniels, I think maybe then the Vikings would just stay at what was it, 11? 11 and 23?
Yep.
Yeah. They'll just stay at both those picks and then like figure it out later.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say, what are you gonna do if it is McCarthy? We'll be streaming.
I am probably not going to watch any Viking game, but then what? I will be I'll buy a Sam Darnold. No, I won't buy a Sam Darnold jersey. I will be the biggest Sam Darnold supporter ever.
Yeah.
I will be a Sam Darnold fanboy, a Darnold stan. I'll be a ghost hunter, baby. Let's go. Let's hunt them ghosts.
Go to a Vikings game and like a ghost.
Call me Bruce Willis because I'm the ghost. That's what I'm going to turn into. Now, I will say the interesting thing of do the Vikings need to draft a quarterback is Justin Jefferson. Are they going to work a deal out with him beforehand? He's a UFA at the end of the year. I'll be completely honest. This is what I do. You ready? Ricky, seeing the future. Third eye Ricky, call me right now. Here's what I would do. This is the non-quarterback edition. Number 1, I would sit at number 11 and I would take the best corner available. Whether that's Mitchell, whether that's Arnold. Take the best corner. Take one of them. Get them. Then at 23, I would look down. If you're going to go quarterback, this is the Michael Penix pick. And Tankathon, oh, I love you, Tankathon. You got Michael Penix at 23. That'd be my wet dream. But I would probably go Chop Robinson. Either I'm doing best corner, Chop Robinson, or I'm looking for a Jared Verse, a Latu at number 11. And then at 23, I'm kind of hoping a Nate Wiggins is there, or a Kool-Aid McKinstry, or even like, I don't know, like looking down the cornerbacks, a Rakestraw Jr., like, you're either going to go defense, like corner edge and then quarterback, or I could corner edge. Both of those early on. Sam Darnold plays the year. We hopefully suck. JJ's all mad, blah, blah, blah. And I go, tagged. Have fun, kid. Have fun. Tag ya. Draft the quarterback. When when Shadur Sanders then comes in, everything's going to be okay because he's going to be like, wow, I have a quarterback that can throw me the ball. Boom, there's the extension. So that's how it's going to work.
I want to throw a wacky draft scenario.
Because you want me to hate myself. Go ahead.
No. Let's say like your situation's playing out. Like you said, you don't go quarterback at 11, but 23 rolls around, and you list those names.
Who am I going at 11? What position?
Let's say you go edge.
Okay. Cool.
So So what if a certain guy by the name of Brocky Bowers
Yes.
falls?
Yes. I would
He
think about
over
it. I'd think about it.
you. So you would take him
Could
over
you
like a corner?
imagine 2 tight end sets with
Yeah.
Hawk and Browers? Or if you had to, like, that would be something of like, okay, looking for the future, Hawk, Bowers, whichever one you're putting in there, it's like, okay, go ahead. Try to stop either of them.
Oh,
Either
because you
of
guys
them.
you extended Hawk
Yeah,
too,
we got
right?
Hawk still,
Okay,
baby.
because I was also thinking that like if he was a free agent,
No,
or
we
he could be a
extended
pass
Hawk until
rusher.
2028.
Yeah, because I was gonna say if you could
But
also then
but I would
cut him.
love. We also have Josh Oliver at tight end, but I would take Bowers over Oliver any day.
Mhm.
I mean, to be honest, you know who I would go with instead of Brock Bowers at 23 if I'm going offense?
Who?
Any wide receiver. The 2 guys that would be my wet dream wide receivers there, Franklin or Coleman. If either of those 2 guys are there, like, could you imagine like, dude, we could either do 2 things. We could have JJ Addison Franklin in the slot, or JJ Franklin Addison in the slot. Like, either of those combinations. Like, I would probably put Franklin in the spot because he's way better going over the middle and having that big, like that kind of taller body over the middle to make catches. Oh, I would probably do that before I would go Brocky Bowers. That's what I would probably do. The one question I have for you is not teams, but mock drafts have the Vikings trading with the Patriots. Do you think the Patriots trade down?
No, no, I don't because now, again, they signed Brissett, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they signed Jacoby Brissett. So
Fact checking you.
yeah,
Go ahead.
so basically, like I still don't think that they don't have a quarterback. I mean, Brissett could start games for you, sure, but
Yeah, he's
I
with the
think they're
Patriots.
yeah, I think they're gonna take Drake May or Jane Daniels at 2, or sorry,
Mm-hmm.
at 3. So that's why I think if the Vikings were to move up, they would need to try and make a trade with the Commanders, which I find it hard to see happening.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe, or yeah, I mean, maybe there is a chance then that maybe the Patriots don't love either of those 2 guys and they could be okay taking a Penix.
Also,
So,
I have to give a shout out here because I'm assuming he's watching and he commented on our Patreon post is greetings and salutations to J-Dub, because he just commented
hey,
greetings and salutations
what up,
to one
Jada?
of our posts. So greetings and salutations to you too, J-Dub. Love that you're watching live, which you guys can too. Patreon link down below. Here's the thing with the Patriots. I agree with you. They're not going to trade down. You want to know why?
Why?
Quote from Gerard Mayo when he was announced as head coach. We are going to take the best player available for the biggest need on the team. They're not trading down. That to me right away, like some people were like, it's a smoke screen. They're not trading down. They're not.
Yeah.
They're just like, yet again, it's now that after they signed Jacoby Brissett, the looking at mock draft database, they have the biggest need for the Patriots being quarterback still.
Yeah.
If you don't think quarterback, maybe wide receiver, maybe tackle. Like the only other player besides a quarterback I could see at 3 is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
It's the only one. I don't see them going with a tackle that high. I don't see them going with Brock Bowers. They could if they think that's their top need, but it's probably either going to be quarterback or Marvin Harrison Jr. Like the Patriots, when you brought them up in our pre-show discussion, I was just like, they're not going to move. The fact that everyone in mock drafts has them moving, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of off-putting
Mm-hmm.
because especially when it comes from guys who actually have like knowledge, because I don't
Mm-hmm.
think they'd just be doing it to do it.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it makes sense. I think it could be one of those things where yeah, sure, somebody in the team is leaking them information
Mm-hmm.
as that is the smoke screen, you know?
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that they'll take a quarterback at 3 and I guess move on. Yeah.
JD, last thing we're going to talk about today. Marvin Harrison Jr. Reason why we're talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. today is because apparently he has skipped. So this is from Albert Breer on Twitter. Ohio State Pro Day is today, and teams have been informed that all everything wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. will not be working out for scouts. Will be relatively quiet in Columbus with so many high-end draft prospects choosing to stay in school. No GMs or head coaches scheduled to be there. JD, I'll ask you, what the hell is going on with Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I honestly don't know, because I know with the combine it's like, oh, okay, like, I think he's rehabbing something, I think. But again, he's been injured for like 2 years now. Like, so it could be one of those things where, oh, okay, I don't want to risk injury. But at the same time, I think it's also these coaches and GMs, I'm sure he's probably talked to some of them,
Mm-hmm.
but they're gonna want to dig in on his on his medical like records or whatever. So I just think it's a little fishy that he's been dealing with injuries for the last 2 years. He's a consensus pick
Mm-hmm.
or top 5 pick or whatever, and yet he doesn't want to talk or show up or do anything to just, you know, show that, okay, like he's still that guy. He has nothing to hide.
Mm-hmm.
And then like with all the other things, like again off the field that like we've been asking questions about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's these things that it's like, if I was him, especially I thought the pro day would be the best situation for him. Combine, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Pro day, I personally I don't care I don't care about anything to do with the pro day, because all the numbers are just juiced. It's these teams or these schools making their guys look good. So sure, you want your guy to be 10 or 5 pounds heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well our player's 5 pounds heavier. Oh, you want him to run faster? Okay, we'll shave a couple milliseconds off for you. You know? So I thought the pro day would be the best situation for him. He doesn't have to go as hard,
Mm-hmm.
because your school will help you out with that. And again, you get to finally interview that we know about. You get to interview with different teams, and then show that you are good enough to be a top 5 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, because again, it's not about the skill. He has all the skill. Best wide receiver prospect we've probably ever seen.
Generational talent.
Yeah, generational talent. Like, and we're not just overusing that word. He is a generational talent. But then the last 2 years, you have questions about, oh well, okay, yeah, I'm gonna play in the playoff. I gotta be there for my team. Okay, no, never mind. I'm not gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna play in the playoff. Sorry, guys, too hurt. Okay, all right. This season, this is gonna be the year, or yeah, because he was gonna aim to come back this year.
Yeah.
And I don't think he really played this year.
He played. He
So,
played.
Yeah, but then it was kind of like he played, but
And then got hurt again.
Yeah, but even when he was playing, he was limited, if that makes sense.
He had, 12 games,
Yeah.
10 less receptions, 10 less receptions, which only went to about 50 less yards, had 2 more yards per catch this year, had the same amount of touchdowns.
Okay, yeah. So, honestly, then that was better than I honestly expected.
No, yeah,
But
he was good this year.
yeah,
he just got hurt
again.
in some games. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was probably banged up during the first half of the season as well, right? So that's kind of scary. That's scary to think about with how good he is.
See, that's why for me, and I'm just gonna jump in here real quick, is when you were like, oh, it's the injury thing. I didn't really think about that. To me, I was thinking solely on you don't want to go to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, in the top 4, the only 3, well, really 2.5 options. The half option is if the Bears take him at 1, which ain't gonna happen. The only other 2 options is if the Patriots take him, or if the Cardinals take him. And he probably doesn't want to go to either of those teams. Name the last Patriot wide receiver that was as great as Randy Moss. Maybe Wes Welker. It's the only one that comes to my mind. Julian Edelman. Pats fans are going to be mad at me for that. But like, what, 3? Yeah. Like since the Tom Brady era, wide receivers don't do well there. Who's going to throw you the ball? In Arizona, you want the Call of Duty dude throwing you passes? Throwing you passes? He's throwing like Kyler Murray. I'm not a Kyler Murray fan. But like even after that, it's like it's one of those things where it's like, does the board fit for that kind of a strategy? Because the Chargers, yeah, you got Justin Herbert. Yeah, they now have an opening at wide receiver because they traded Keenan Allen. Yeah, you'd be on a playoff spot and you'd be in LA, which is a great market to be in. But yet again, Jim Harbaugh, Greg Roman don't believe in the forward pass. So you wouldn't be doing anything. Then it's like the Giants. Do you want Danny Dimes to be your quarterback? No, I don't. Then you've got probably the first best situation for him would be the Titans. And that's saying something.
Yeah.
The Titans with Will Levis, like, unless he's hoping to fall to 7, which would be the Titans, to fall to 8, which would be the Falcons, because Kirk and him would be just like JJ and Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he's trying to fall all the way to 9 to go to the Bears and be like Caleb Williams. But realistically, if he falls past 5, there's going to be a team that tries to trade up for him.
Yeah.
Even after 4, there'd probably be a team that tries to trade up for him.
That could be what he's hoping for. Because, again, you would be a better team moving up for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it could be that. But, like, I've also seen, like, rumblings online. It must have been at Dunes.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I see people, like, not even really having him, like, again, very few, and it's just rumblings.
Yeah.
But, like,
most people have him in the top 10.
Yeah. But I've seen people having him as, like, wide receiver 2 now.
Yep.
Because
he is wide. He is wide receiver 2,
yeah.
JD.
Yeah, because no, I'm talking about Marvin Harrison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
talking about Rome. Rome is wide receiver 2.
Yeah, because I've seen people having a Dunes over Marvin Harrison Jr. And I think it's just because they're polar opposites. I mean, sure. Again, maybe on film, and we have Marvin Harrison's the better player, but with all this side, it's like O'Dunes has done the opposite. He's gone to the combine. He's done his pro day. He's talked to teams. He had a very, very good season this year, and he's every opportunity he is like that's been presented in front of him. He's just grabbed it and continued forward and just keep on rising.
Here's why they have him at number 1 in some cases. You said not just go to the combine. Look at what he did at the combine. I think the thing of him staying while everyone else was like packing up for the day, him staying and just running that 3-cone drill, trying to get faster.
Yeah.
That rubbed a lot of people the right way.
Yep.
And like, to me, I feel like there might be some people that go, hey, Marvin Harrison Jr. is a generational talent. Yes. But who's the guy I would rather have in my locker room? Rome Odunze, it's not, and it kind of related to the NBA. It's not like there's some huge level gap where it's like Michael Jordan to, I don't know, Ron Harper. It's more like, it's almost razor thin of like, yes, Marvin Harrison is a generational talent, but Rome Odunze is almost just as good, and he works harder. Sometimes you want that hard worker. You don't want someone who's lazy that's just going to get there, like, because, hey, my name's Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, like, and even with me, like, I have PTSD from Washington wide receivers. And I was like, okay, I mean, Rome Odunze, he's been playing good, but I don't know. But then, yeah, during this offseason, I mean, I'm now a fan. I mean, I'm not gonna be that guy who's like, oh yeah, when O'Dunes is drafted, I'm not gonna be the guy being like, oh yeah, I this has always been my guy. Like, no.
He's going to be a
But
bear. Roma Dunes is going to be a bear. That's what I think.
with what pick?
9.
Oh, with 9. Okay.
I think it's going to be Caleb Williams and Roma Dunes are those picks, and you're going to have DJ and Keenan on the outside, Rome in the slot until Allen gets injured, and then Rome's going to bounce to the outside. Because Keenan Allen always gets hurt.
If I was the Bears, that would be an ideal scenario to play out. But like, if I'm the Bears, I may even try to trade up again from 9 to like 7, maybe, or just out, or maybe even 5, and then like assure that you're gonna get a Dunes in that situation.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing of like these wide receivers. I wonder if there will be a team that actually takes Roma Dunes ahead of Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna lean, like, my gut is telling me no,
Yeah.
but honestly, I want that to happen because, I don't hate Marvin Harrison Jr., but he's really starting to rub me the wrong way.
If you're the Colts, how far does he need to fall for you to say, let's go get him?
Marvin Harrison?
Yeah. The Colts are sitting there like, hey, if he falls past this number, we go up and get him.
Honestly, if he falls out of like the top 4, I would say then, yeah, pull the trigger on it.
Because let's be honest, that's probably the team he wants to go to.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Like seeing Harrison across that blue jersey yet again.
Yeah.
Play where his daddy did with AR.
I don't personally, I don't know too much about like what he values. So I don't know if that's something that actually means something to him, or if he wants to just kind of carve his own path. But yeah, I mean, sure, that'd be a really cool story. I'm sure the Colts would love that. So that's like I said, I'm sure if he falls out of the top 4, they'll trade up for him. But yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, though, because, like, it's just weird. The combine happened, and then this happened where it's like, is it injury? Is it you trying to tank your draft stock? But, JD, guess what? This is where they tell us what they think down below. Comment section. That's going to do it for the draft room. Make sure to check out that Discord link, that Patreon down below. If you have it in the description, hit that sub button, hit that like button. My co-host JD, my wide receiver 1 for the draft room. Wide receiver 1. What kind of disrespect would it be if like my slot receiver over here,
my 4th wide receiver,
my wide receiver 5 only comes in Hail Mary situations over here while I'm playing the whole game. No, my wide receiver 1 over here. Thank you for everything that you guys do each and every day. We love talking football with you guys. If you want to talk more with us, get in that comment section, get in that Discord in the description. Thank you guys for yet again everything you guys do. JD and I'll be back in 2 weeks, and as always, have a good day, everybody.
See ya.
As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.